Greetings traders and welcome back. Chris here bringing you some more information. Today we're going to be covering what the progression ladder is as it pertains to the Gauntlet Mini. So if you are planning on passing the Gauntlet Mini, then listen up because the progression ladder is crucially important to understand because if you don't adhere to it, you very well could fail your Gauntlet Mini evaluation, and that's not what we want. We want you to pass. We want you to pass and we want you to be successful. So let's get going, let's figure out what the progression ladder is and figure out how we can find all the information that we need in case we forget anything from this video. Here we go. If we navigate to the Gauntlet Mini homepage and then we scroll down to the different account options, we'll see that on the left-hand column, there's something over here that says follow the progression ladder. The progression ladder, as you follow it across, will tell you the maximum number of contracts that you can have open at any one time relative to the account option that you have chosen. So, for example, the $25,000 account can have up to 3 contracts open. The $50,000 account can have up to 6 contracts open. The $75,000, 9 contracts. The $100,000, 12 contracts. The $150,000, up to 15 contracts, if you are that crazy. I'm just kidding. But realistically, this is a relatively simple concept to understand, but it gets a little bit more complicated than that. And if we want to know the exact details, all we have to do is scroll down once again, and we'll see that there are a Gauntlet Mini rules and facts section of the website, and on this, it says progression ladder as a hyperlink. If we give that a click, it'll take us to a page where it further in-depth explains exactly what the progression ladder is. So let's take a look at what it says here. So the progression ladder limits the number of contracts that a trader can open. We understand that. That's a pretty simple concept. But the thing is, it takes into consideration both open and closed positions. It takes into consideration realized and unrealized profit when creating this ladder system. And we need to be aware of that because if we were looking at the options that we can open as our account grows in profit, we'll notice that on the beginning of this ladder at $1,501, that's when we can open 3 contracts with the $25,000 account. We can't just immediately open 3 contracts until we generate $1,501 in profit or more. So if we didn't know that and we automatically opened 3 contracts, well then unfortunately we wouldn't be adhering to the progression ladder and we could fail our Gauntlet Mini experience. And we don't want to do that. So when in doubt, just simply navigate to this page where it's clearly displayed. With the $50,000 account, we can see that from $0 to $1,500 in profit, we're only going to open two contracts maximum, but as we reach $1,501 to $2,000 in profit, we can then open 4 contracts, and as we reach $2,001 in profit on our $50,000 account, which would mean that we've reached $52,001 as a total account balance, at that point, we can then open 6 contracts. But what's important to understand about the progression ladder is that if our account does reach that, say, $52,001 balance, that $5,201 balance, which would allow us to open the maximum number of contracts for the $50,000 account of 6 contracts, we can't allow our account to fall backwards while still having those 6 contracts open. Otherwise, we wouldn't be adhering to the progression ladder. This means that if our account has that balance of $5,201 and we have 6 contracts open, but our account balance then falls to say $51,000, well, we no longer have the right to have those 6 contracts open, which means we, if we have them open, are not adhering to the progression ladder, and unfortunately, that can be a disqualifying process for the Gauntlet Mini evaluation. So what we like to recommend for our traders as they are adhering to the progression ladder is to give themselves a buffer zone. Try to give yourself more money than is the minimum that is needed in order to open those contracts. It seems like a simple concept, but it can be easily forgotten. So how that would work with our example that we're talking about with the $50,000 account, say I wanted to open 6 contracts and my account balance had just reached $52,001, which is the minimum amount of money that my account needs in order to open the 6 contracts. I probably don't want to immediately open all 6 contracts until I actually increase my account balance a little bit farther That way, I have a little bit of slippage room. This will allow my count to slide backwards without risking any kind of termination because I'm not adhering to the progression ladder if it falls below that value and I have too many contracts open for the account size that I am currently allotted. Now that we know how to navigate to the progression ladder and figure out what the progression ladder is as it pertains to our individual account choice for our Gauntlet Mini evaluation, the only thing left to do is to make sure that we have a large enough buffer zone that suits our trading style so we never worry about potentially falling backwards on that progression ladder and failing because of it. If we give ourselves a large enough buffer zone, the volatility that our accounts regularly experience should be a non-issue. And at that point, then the only thing left to get in your way is your own trading results. But until next time, folks, good luck, happy hunting, and I wish you well on your Gauntlet Mini journey. Bzz.